coming through. Oh, you fill my lungs with sweetness, and you fill my head with you. Shall I write it in a letter? Shall I try to get it down? Oh, you fill my head with pieces of a song I can't get out. Can I be close to you? Ooh, ooh. Can I be close to you? Ooh, ooh. Can I take you to a moment where the fields are painted gold and the trees are filled with memories of the feelings never told? When the evening pulls the sun down and the day is almost through, oh, the whole world is asleep.
You're showing my emotions well, as you know, so please bear with me. I feel like a book of emotions should be flowing out of me right now, but I can't find the words to say. Not because I don't know the correct words, but because this is a brand new chapter in our life. And in these words, I would like them to be new as well. I want this to be special, unlike anything you've ever heard me say. Even though I don't believe words could ever do justice the way I feel about you. You're Blaze's favorite parent. You're the best ear to lend. Strongest shoulder to lean on. This is why I chose you to spend the rest of my life with you. I know most of the time I don't give you the appreciation you deserve. But I want you to know, without you, nothing in this past 3 years would have ever been possible. Nothing. Before I met you, all I had was a house, a lazy boy, a roommate, and 4 walls, and a roof and a bed to lay my head. You came into my life, even though I complained and bitched the entire time. You turned the 4 walls into a home. One that I am proud to come back to every night. I am constantly in awe and wonder of you. You're the most pure and beautiful person I've ever met in my life. I know a lot of this sounds like I'm rambling, but I mean every word of it. Like Christine and Meredith, I would say Owen, but screw him, right? You, Samantha, Josephine Manis, are my person. The one and only, and I can't wait to be a part of your family and you mine. I know I don't say things like this enough, which is why I'm so lucky to have you, because you can read me like a book. Even though I might not be saying anything at all, you can look at me and know exactly what I'm trying to say. I love you more than anything I could ever write down in this book. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Now let's make this official. Miss Wolf's Diesel.
Miss Wolf's Diesel. Watch your hand. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was like, the day is finally here. The day we've been talking about since the beginning. The day we officially become husband and wife. If you told me when we first met that we'd be here in this moment in just 3 short years, I wouldn't believe you. Today, I think of all our firsts. Our first kiss, our first date, our first vacation, our first time saying I love you. Looking back and remembering our first trip together, it was then I knew this man is going to be my person. We went to the cabin in Boone, and before we left, so many people told me you can tell a lot about how a relationship will be when you travel together. And that trip, your truck battery died, and you locked your keys inside. Mm-hmm. Even under all that stress, you were set on making it the best weekend ever. We came up with a plan, and by we, I mean you, and I just offered support when needed, and thankfully AAA was there within the hour to save us. We went to lunch at the cutest brewery, and you told me how you hadn't cared about someone as much as you cared about me in a long time. and that you weren't sure you'd find that person in life for you. And if it were up to you, I would already be your girlfriend. But there I was, stubborn and saying I wanted to take things slow because I wasn't sure if I was ready. That didn't last long though, because that evening when we were laying on the couch, I asked you to be mine, and I never let you forget it. From that moment on, you've been my biggest supporter, shoulder to lean on, and my absolute best friend. You always joked about how you didn't think that you'd find someone to spend your life with, and that you were prepared for it just to be you and Blaze. Yet here I am, minutes away from becoming Mrs. Wolf. Tyler, I promise to spend the rest of my life being the partner you deserve. And this is where Olivia had to write for me because I ran out of time. I promise to always support your dreams, celebrate your accomplishments, only roll my eyes once when you come home with a new boat or truck, and to always remind you how much I love you. You're the best partner I could ever ask for in life. And to think we're just at the beginning. I just know that when the time comes, you'll be the most loving and supportive father to our children. They'll be strong, grounded, and driven because they'll have you as their role model. I'm really glad you didn't listen to the guys when they said you didn't have a chance, because now I can't imagine my life without you. Thank you for choosing me to be your partner in life. And I'm so excited to see what the future holds.
The whole world is sleeping, but my world is here. Can I be close to you? Can I be close to you?
On behalf of Samantha and Tyler, I would like to thank you all for being here this afternoon, for taking the time and making the journey, and for all the effort that it takes not only to be a part of this day, but to be part of each other's lives. Samantha and Tyler have invited you here to this beautiful place to show you a glimpse of an important piece of their love, to share with you their journey through the years of their relationship. For those of you I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Coral Sandino, and I'm just as surprised as you are that Samantha actually let me stand up here and be the officiant. However, when you think about it, it does make sense because an officiant should be someone who is witty, intelligent, extremely attractive, all the qualities. On top of it all, I'm also lucky enough to be able to call both the bride and groom a couple of my closest friends. What an honor it is to stand up here today and trusted with the task of commemorating this special moment in their lives. Finding love is a journey that often begins within the depths of one's own being. It's about embracing vulnerability and opening up to the possibility of connecting with another soul on a profound level. Love isn't always about grand gestures or serendipitous encounters. It's about the small, genuine moments that build trust and understanding. Sometimes it's stumbling upon someone unexpectedly, their presence lighting a spark within you. Other times it's a gradual, steady progression of friendship evolving into a beautiful romantic bond. Love involves acceptance, compromise, and a shared vision for the future. It's finding someone who complements your strengths and supports you in your weaknesses. Ultimately, love is about two souls intertwining, creating a beautiful and harmonious melody amidst life's chaotic symphony. I wish I could tell you a single story about Samantha and Tyler that summarizes their relationship and how they enrich each other's lives and the lives of each of us. But the truth is, there isn't one single event that is a good encapsulation of what they mean to me, to each other, and to all of us. What I do know is that they care deeply and passionately for each other. They protect each other, they make each other laugh, they think outside of themselves. That time both magically seems to fly and slow down when they're together. They help each other in ways that are obvious and unnoticed, but always appreciated. I've known Samantha and Tyler for just over 3 years now, and what better way to talk about them individually and their love story than taking a trip down memory lane. So I'll start with Samantha. I had met her on a hot and humid night in May of 2020 through a mutual friend that I had once worked with years prior in Ocean City, Maryland. Samantha had known him from her days at Frostburg. Now, coming into a group of girls can be a bit challenging because there are a lot of different personalities, and you never know the group dynamic until you're in it. With that being said, I was welcomed with open arms and bright smiles, and the first word anyone in the group had said to me was Samantha complimenting my highlight. And of course, because I love talking about myself, I had no issue going on and on about it. Next thing you know, it's a last call, and they're closing down to an issue that's happening downtown. Without hesitation, Kelly, Sam, Olivia, and Kaylee, along with the rest of the group, were telling us to come back to their friend Walt's house that night down the road. When we arrived, it was your typical gathering of 20-somethings during the pandemic, and our budding friendship started from me never seeing the movie The Notebook. Typically, when your parents tell you don't talk to strangers, you listen to them, but I'm sure glad I was able to turn a group of strangers into my closest friend that night. Now, little did I know that was also the night that Tyler had set his sights on Samantha and got shut down pretty quickly by his friend Peyton. Sorry, sticky pages. Basically saying, forget about that pipe dream, but you know what they say about persistence? It seems impossible until it's done. Throughout the rest of the summer, the more I hung out with the group, the more I learned about them as people and started making connections and learning that the older that you get, the smaller the world really is. Samantha and myself had connections that tied way back to Maryland, which, as a new resident of Charleston, really made it easy to feel at home. See, that's the thing about Samantha. Once you get to know her, you get to see how caring she is, her love for animals, especially Blaze, and her soft side. The side that loves Tyler without a shadow of doubt.
Don't you dare.
Which leads me to Tyler. Now, many of you here today have known Tyler before Samantha. The many sides of Tyler, the outdoorsman, the diesel mechanic, the guy that loves Cohen Hardy, and to top it off, one of the hardest workers you'll ever meet. I'm sure a few of you know how the friendship between Tyler and I started, besides the fact that that summer he just wouldn't stop hanging around, which at first was a little weird. You're like, what is this guy doing? But ended up dating Sam, so it all made sense. Regardless, our friendship started because it was a typical weekend night and my friends had gone out on a triple date. And of course, I was doing due diligence for the better good of Charleston women and hanging out with the guy I was dating at the time. Long story short, it ended up with me in tears, texting the group chat that it didn't end well. Next thing you know, I'm getting a call on my phone from an unknown number that I didn't have, and it was Tyler, consoling me, making me feel better, and saying he was either going to come get me or he was going to send me an Uber. Of course, he made the night into something that I wasn't expecting. The gesture of kindness meant a lot, especially from someone I hardly knew. But the thing is, this is just a glimpse of who Tyler is as a person. The guy that would give you a shirt off his back if you needed it. I consider like the brother I always wished mine had stepped up to be. Someone I can talk to about anything, come with any problems, and know that he'd help me with no questions asked, but also give me the reality check that I desperately need to hear sometimes. One thing over the past 2 years that has stayed consistent is the love that Tyler has for Samantha and vice versa. There's no Samantha without Tyler and no Tyler without Samantha. They're head over heels for each other, and to be a third-party spectator to developing love, it was extremely clear that the two of them represent a perfect pairing because each of them complements the other so well. They balance one another, and while each of them are tremendous individuals on their own, together they are even better together. And being better together is what has been many years in the making and ultimately leads us to being here today, witnessing their commitment to one another in front of those they love most. So without further ado, the symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it, every word. When you love someone, you do not love them all in the exact same time in the exact same way. That is impossible. Yet, that is what most of us expect. We forget the ebb and flow of life, of love, and of friendships. We insist on permanence, on duration, and continuity, but in love, as in life, the only stability is in change, growth, and in freedom. Therefore, what you promised today, you must be renewed and reaffirmed tomorrow and all the tomorrows to come. Do you, Samantha, take Tyler to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad, for richer or poorer, from this day forward, as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Do you, Tyler, take Samantha to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad, for richer or poorer, from this day forward, as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And now the rings.
Is this mine?
They're both in there.
Oh, they're both in there.
Yep.
Okay.
You take mine.
That's fancy.
You take mine. And hand it back to me.
A ring is an unbroken circle with ends that have been joined together and represents your union. It is a symbol of infinity and your infinite love. When you look at these rings on your hand, you're reminded of this moment, your commitment, and the love you now feel for each other. Samantha, place the ring on Tyler's finger and repeat after me. Tyler,
Tyler,
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love,
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
with a pledge to love you today, tomorrow, always, and forever. With the pledge
With the pledge
to love you today,
to love you today,
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
always, and forever.
always, and forever.
Samantha,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
with a pledge to
with a pledge to
love you today,
love you today,
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
always,
always,
and forever.
and forever.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Tyler, you may now kiss your bride. Are you ready?
Mr. and Mrs. Wolf.
What we're about to start, standing here today, I'll be by your side no matter what we face. And there's a road, yeah, roots in the ground, solid as a rock. You can blame that place where I first saw you. Blame how I was raised on the things I do. But I blame your eyes that looked into mine. Oh, but mostly I blame how beautiful you were that night. That's right. There's a sometimes you're asleep, I whisper I love you in the moonlight at your door. As I walk away, I hear you say, Daddy, love you more. Beautiful baby from the outside in, chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. But to me, you know you'll always be my little girl.
I'd also like to make a mention and thank you for the beautiful gifts here today on the property. The arbor that our children were married under, John handmade shortly after we learned of their engagement. And it's beautiful and wonderful. Sidell, she has made the cornhole boards that are somewhere on the property, and they did a beautiful job of making them, hand painting them, and to regulation. So, all right, Samantha, you're up. Samantha is the oldest of our 3 children, and at the time, Carrie and I did not want to know the sex of our child. Yeah, that was a thing back then. Also, I thought it was going to be a boy. We even have that on film early on in the delivery, me saying it's going to be a boy and picking out a name. And so like a record scratch, you hear, what? It's a girl? But no, Samantha, she was the most beautiful baby, just perfect in every way. And when we brought her home from the hospital, I think she decided to get all of her childhood crying out in the first 3 months. And we think she did, because after that, it was like a switch was thrown. And she was absolutely the most warm, loving, happy child. She had just the most beautiful curly hair and blue eyes. It just melt your heart. And it was just amazing, the childhood she had and how she made such good friends. She also flourished in school, played sports. She played soccer, field hockey, softball, and I think her favorite became softball. It became a family favorite because I could make it to the games more often. And her and her sister were on the same team, and they were a very competitive team, winning almost every game they ever played. And I don't know the exact record, but I think out of the many years, out of almost 70 games, you only lost 3. Yeah, they had a wonderful. Yeah, it was amazing. They were both very good players. It was wonderful memories. So moving on. College. College came and went. However, a little short story is in college, she went to college in Western Maryland. It was a very mountainous terrain with old houses and crooked floors. And the running joke was if you brought, if you brought a chair or any furniture with wheels, you'd probably find it at the front of the house by the end of the evening because the floors were just so tilted. No, they had a great time in college. She made friends. However, right after college, her and some friends came up with the idea that they wanted to move. And they mentioned Charleston. And I thought, that damn show. Sucked in another one. But no, she came down, had a wonderful time. And then one day, Carrie and I get a phone call. It's, Mom, Dad, I've met a guy. And I really like him. And she told me about his hard work attitude, the type of work that he did. And I just knew somehow I was going to like him too. And when we finally met, we swapped stories of what we did. Similar in some ways, very different in others. What baking equipment really means. Big stuff. So we couldn't be more happier for our daughter. She's finally met somebody in life that she really loves, and we could just see it so early on, just the loving relationship they had. And and Tyler, as I mentioned, the time you were such a gentleman. I don't remember the exact occasion, but you came up on the front porch of your house and you asked my permission for my daughter came to marriage. And I can't thank you more for that. And I think, Samantha, if you ever really want to see that, it might be on your ring as time marched on, they announced the engagement, and we were so happy. Of course, we had lots of time to prepare for this, so I don't know why I'm not more prepared. Time really flew by, but here we are today. They've just making such a loving couple, and I know they're going to be happy forever in life. But however, I want to tell you, Tyler, you had an ace in the hole the whole time. And you know what that was, right? Here's another story. Samantha took a loving to Blaze, and then they watched this video, what do you call it? Shorts,
TikTok.
Hey, what do they call it? TikTok. They would send these little clips, and we got to start watching them of Tatum. And it's basically a dog interacting with humans or throughout his day, and he puts a dog voice to it, and it's hilarious. And it was one of Samantha's birthdays, and believe it or not, Tyler reached out to the person who produces that and had a special video sent to Samantha wishing her a happy birthday. He never ceases to amaze me and his just wonderful gift giving. Like last night on the dock. And he come back with a brand new beautiful bracelet that has, our meaning, family relation meaning. So, thank you very much for finding my daughter. And Samantha, when his boat rocks, you remember how to keep it righted. That's the job of life. So, with that, I'd like to just move right on to let's raise a glass. Do they have a glass? All right, well, I'm going to keep talking. I got beer. Hold on. For the future, you will bring us the happiness and joy. And live, love, life to the fullest. That was great. I love you both.
It's been so beautiful to see all the love shared in this room tonight. I'm Taylor, maid of honor, and Samantha's younger sister. And as the younger sister, growing up, Samantha was the first, and probably the best, at everything. Well, almost everything. First to go to parties, first to graduate, first to go to college, first to get a boyfriend, and now, first to get married. I looked up to Samantha throughout my entire childhood and was always copying her. And although she may not have loved me stealing her clothes, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? We had our fair share of fights when we were teens, but no matter how much hair we pulled out of each other's heads, at the end of the night, we would still barge into each other's room and bug each other for no other reason but to spend time together. I think as we got older, significantly older, we realized that we were more similar than we thought we were different, and if anything, she was copying me now. I'm here to set the record straight that I went blonde first. Over the past 5 or 6 years, our relationship has strengthened. And as I was going through my firsts, heartbreaks, end of friendships, crazy roommates, moving out on my own, moving back home, if you know, you know, she was there to lead my way, both with empathy and wisdom from going through similar, and of course forcing tough pills down my throat. When she first started dating Tyler, I had my magnifying glass out. You see, if you have a sister, you can probably relate to this, but we have a pretty good idea for who we think is worthy and who we do not. And I will say Tyler checks all the boxes, especially because he's got a really cute dog, Blaze, and a boat. But no, seriously, Tyler, you've quickly become a seat saved at all of our family dinners, and my father and my mother have taken you in as one of their own. But for me, the most important part and the only deal breaker is that you treat my sister like a queen. And today, as she floated down the aisle looking like one, I've never been so happy and excited for you too. You guys are going to build an amazing life together, and I can't wait to see it. I love you, Samantha, and welcome to the family, Tyler.
I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And you know, following Mike and Taylor is a little hard. So we're gonna wing it. Like I said, I have notes, Sam, don't worry. Yeah. First of all, honored to be here. Glad to be here. Thank you for everyone for coming. Also, I was made aware last night that I'm supposed to thank Kelly for making Sam move here. So she would eventually meet Tyler. Me and Tyler have been best friends since middle school. We became a lot closer. In high school when he started working on my dad's farm for $20 a day and a roll of Grizzly Wintergreen long cut per week. And believe it or not, even back then, that was still really bad. But he showed up every day. Even before he got his license, Adele brought him to work every day. So it made work go by a little better, you know. Then we became even closer in high school, played football together. We were beside each other on the O-line. And it's hard to describe that bond unless we're in the trenches together, but we were beside each other every snap. We might not have been the best football team in the world, but nobody was getting through that gap between us. We were tough to beat, even though we weren't always legal, but yes. You know, and then after high school, we both went our separate ways to college. Tyler went up to the mountains. I went to NC State.
Go Pack!
Go Pack! Go Pack!
Cowboys.
He didn't like the mountains too good, so he went to the beach. And once he moved to the beach, I knew he was never coming back home. He loved the beach. And then he moved to Charleston, and you know, and I'd come down to visit him as much as I could, especially on holidays. Memorial Day weekend and 4th of July were kind of our traditions. And I remember, you know, coming down for Memorial Day weekend one year. We had a good time. Several. But I remember one in particular where, you know, it was only a couple days after he called me and said, "Hey, I met this girl." And I said, "Oh, all right. You know, what's the deal?" He said, "She's way out of my league, man." He said, "She is a smoke show." Exact words. He said, "You remember Walt, that kind of funny dude that I introduced you to?" He's like, "Yeah, I met her at his house." And he said, I'm hoping for the best. I think she likes me, but I'm not real sure." And, you know, growing up, even, you know, through college and high school and whatnot, he always said, you know, I'm never going to get married. No, I'm never going to get married. And then he met Sam. And I remember when he was, you know, obviously telling me about meeting Sam and watching them, you know, grow in their relationship, and Sam dealing with my bullshit as well as his. We won't go into all that, but, you know, and I'm just, like I said, just happy to be here, happy to see this, you know, finally come together. You just want to thank everybody for being here. Also want to thank Sam for allowing me to fulfill my lifelong dream of being a flower girl. And the beer guy. We've been sending TikToks back and forth to each other for about a year on how to pull this off. I think it came together pretty well. So with that, I'd just like to raise a toast to Sam and Tyler.